I'll forever love, man. You look at a Darian Scott, a Will Smith, Kenny Peterson, Tim Anderson, you know, Matt Wilhelm, Robert Reynolds, you know, Donnie, Doss, Fox, Gamble, Will Allen, man. There's so many more. You know, it's just, I know I'm rambling, man, but I don't get this opportunity, man. I don't really talk about football and think about this shit like this, but it just, you know, when you do open it up, when you open it up, man, it just means a lot, man. I just appreciate the time that you've given me, man.
I'm sure. I guess, I mean, because you referenced, you know, so many, you know, of your teammates who were involved on that national championship team, and it's okay if there's more than one, but the question that kind of just came to my mind is, in your opinion, and it could be one of the guys you've already referenced, in your opinion, who is the most underrated player on that national championship team that you think that maybe the fans and the media just completely overlooked or forgot about?
Man.
Because we were talking about Andy Groom, we were talking about David Thompson,
right.
You're talking about, you know, a lot of guys that, you know, like, because everyone remembers Maurice Claret, everyone remembers Craig Krenzel, everyone remembers Chris Gamble, but I was saying there's got to be players on that team who, you know, played so well, but just kind of fell under the radar in terms of the recognition.
Right, man. I really don't know. I'm not going to, you know, I'm a straight shooter on this. Really trying to see how, man.
That's
man,
okay.
We were so selfish. No, man. We were just, we were very, very selfish. Selfless, as a team, man. I think, our whole mindset was, if we win, everybody will eat, man, and everybody will have a chance to get their recognition, man. And so I think, you know, when we all bought in as a team, that really meant something, man. But listen, I can't answer that other question, but I will give you this, man, something to think about. I'm not real big, man. Like, I'm everyday people, man. I'm not real big on awards. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I stand on that. Like, I don't care. So what? You still got to wake up. You still got to face whatever your trials and tribulations are in life. And you still got to stay motivated. And if you got kids, you still got to look in their eyes. And, you know what I mean? You got enough stuff going on to where you handle yours, I'm going to handle mine. I'm not worried about that. You know what I mean? I'm not hanging my hat on yesterday. I got to keep grinding because I got kids watching. I got a lot of people watching. But there is one award, man, that I can't shake, man. And I can't, like, you know, I don't have the same feeling about that award that I do the other ones, man. That sort of nonchalant, man, because it does mean so much to me, man. And I'm not saying that I was underrated in no way, shape, or form, man, but I did win an award, man, in 2002 that wasn't voted on by, you know, coaches or stuff like that. It was voted on guys who I played against, guys who had to feel me or either I had to feel them. You know what I mean? And it was the most inspirational award of the 2002 title team, man. And I go back to that, man. I go back, like, you know, my peers, you know, guys who know better than most, man. I can think of so many times where I could just sort of feel the vibe in a room, man, a coaches meeting and whatnot, man. And, you know, not saying that our coaches was ever, you know, the uptight type, but let's just be real, man. This the Ohio State. It comes with more than what you even know as a player, man. Everybody has someone to answer to. And I can just remember, man, I know I'm rambling, man. I just feel like I need to stop, man. But just having my peers, man, vote the most inspirational, you know, player on that team, man. Like, it just reminds me, man, even in what I do right now, man, because I still have to use my people skills. I still have to use my mind. There's a lot expected of me in this oil and gas industry, man. I'm dealing with people each and every day, man. And I just have to remember that, you know what, you've done this before. You know what I mean? You know, and it was a special group of guys, man, but you can do this, man. You've done this before, man. And, that's what I use in my everyday walk, man. Just, I know that we can do this, man. And just really truly respect that time.
So I would be remiss if, the fact that after playing at Ohio State, you played in the NFL with New Orleans Saints, and I apologize in advance if this brings up, too many special memories. Shannon mentioned how, you were in the same recruiting class with LaCharles Bentley, and you played with LaCharles, in New Orleans. But another one of the members of the national championship team was Will Smith. And I just wanted to, if you could share, if you want, any memories you have of Will Smith, not only from your days at Ohio State, but when you were in New Orleans together.
Yeah, man, man, thinking of Will, man, Will just, my opinions on Will, man, just a special guy, man. Man, there's always freshmen, there's a special caliber of individual, talent-wise and person-wise, man, that comes in Ohio State, but there's always that guy who every so many years that it comes in, man, and they jump off the page, man. It just doesn't make sense, the shit that they're able to do, man, for their age, and that's Will. And as great as he was as a ball player, man, just Will Smith, the man. What I remember, just top notch, man. I know as a teammate, I never wanted to let Will down, man. I know Will was younger, man, but Will had a motor and a certain toughness, man. And he didn't have to say anything to you in the huddle. Will would sort of give you that crooked eye look, man. Put his hands on his hips and sort of look over his shoulder at you and turn his head. And he didn't have to sort of tell you about yourself, but it's just that gut check look, like, come on, man, like. Because everybody has a part to do out there, man. We all got to play on a string. And, you just see some of the things that he was able to do on the ball field. And then, of course, getting to New Orleans, man. And I can remember Will, we were just happy, man. You mentioned LaCharles, you mentioned Will. But, down there, it just seems like even now, man, the New Orleans Saints love Buckeyes, man. I can remember being down there, I believe 98, 99, man, when we went down there for a bowl game, the Sugar Bowl. And we had an opportunity to go to a Saints game and just watching Rob Kelly and him playing for the Saints. And then, we had, Kevin Howland and Charles and then myself. So by the time Will was coming in, it was almost like something that was expected, man. And I can remember Coach Haslett, of course, getting in LaCharles's ear and, getting in my ear. Hey, what type of guy is Will, man? And the only thing I could think of, man, like, man, Will's a great dude, man. Like, if that's your only question is what type of guy is Will, like, bro, there's no question. There's really no question about him. Like, if that's your only question is what kind of guy, and it's not so much they were questioning his character. They were just like, hey, you guys seem like you're friends with him. What type of guy is he, man? When his guard is down, and man, and Will was just a great guy, man. And, man, I don't know, man. It's so much bigger than football, man. Like, just think of him football-wise, and then as the man, just think of even greater, man. Like, I can't even put it all in words. Just a man's man, you know what I mean? Like, you put straighten up, like, type, you know what I mean? Held you accountable. Knew, a guy who a coach would love to have, who if you didn't want to be the coach to be on somebody's behind, you just say, hey, you know what? Go talk to him, and, Will was just a grown man and, very mature, man, just knew what he wanted, man, just knew what he wanted, man, walked to the beat of his own drum And, you know, he'd be quick to shake your hand if he respected it and quick to tell you, no, man, you might want to go rethink that. And it's hard to get people like that in life, man, who will tell you maybe something that you don't want to hear, but also, you know, something that can help save you, you know, a lot of, you know, pain and suffering, man. So, you know, this is so much skills to know. You know,
So I know I've been hogging all the questions. So the last thing I wanted to ask you before I turn it back to Shannon is, what kind of relationship do you have with Urban Meyer, and how often do you get the opportunity to come back to Ohio State with your family for games?
I think Urban and I have a good relationship, man. I know in those first couple of years, man, had an opportunity to get back, and he's always left the door open for me, man. Had a chance to speak at his very first Friday Night Lights. And, you know, so our encounters, you know, he had an event this past year I had an opportunity to go to. So, our encounters have always been, good. And, you know, he's never had a problem with, you know, allowing me around the program. I also expressed that, you know, I have my own life and what I got going on too, man. And I travel a lot, for a living, man. And so that has gotten in the way of me, you know, being able to, be back as much as I, you know, would like to be back. But, you know, I'm not saying, you know, he and I call each other and stuff like that all the time, but, our encounters, and like I said, especially early on, have always been, very, very good. So, that's all I have to go on.
Shannon?
Some of the questions that I have is going to go back to the 2002 title game.
Mm-hmm.
Before the game, there was word that was leaking out to the fans, and this is like pre-social media and everything, but that Minnich was playing in this big, huge back-to-back party celebrating their national championship. Did you guys get wind of that before the game?
Yeah, we had found a flyer, man, and you know, I know I was one of the individuals in on finding that, man. I've seen a lot of different people name a lot of different other people, man, and you know, so there was a bunch of us in on that. But to make a long story short, man, they were planning a party, man, and you know, some of their guys who were on the previous year's team that, you know, won against Nebraska, you know, they got a lot of pride in their program too, but, you know, you have to understand that, you know, you have two teams that really, really work hard, man, to get to that point, man, and everybody's dream is on the line. And, you know, whether we like to say it or not, you know, there's a certain toughness about, you know, the Ohio State to where we don't ever want to be looked at as someone that you're just gonna roll up, man. You know, if that does happen, then it happens. But you know, you're gonna have to put action behind it. We're not gonna go nowhere off of words. And so, whenever you see that in print, and knowing that, you know, these guys are planning to come watch the game, but their mind is really on partying, man, and they really think they have this. So now you go back and look at, you know, all the hard work that a guy like Will Smith and Kenny Peterson and you know, guys on offense, Shane Olivier and Nick Mangold and Maurice with the shoulder and everything. You think about your whole team, man, about all the work that you put in, and you're like, yo, they really don't respect our grind. They really don't respect our hustle. They really don't respect our dream, because it's our dream too. You know, they got one. You know what I mean? You know, we're looking at since 1968. They're looking at since 2001. So our hunger is going to be there. You know what I mean? You get to go look at one. You felt one. We want to bring one back home, and we're one of the blue bloods, like it or not. The Ohio State is one of the blue bloods. We're not going nowhere. It don't matter who the coach, don't matter who the players are. If we do the things that we're supposed to do and keep this tradition going, we're going to be saying go Bucks, you know, long after we're all gone, man. So we're not going nowhere. And so, you know, you just want to, you just want to make sure, man, that you're right there where you need to be.
Well, that brings me to, the media basically was pretty much saying that